Now, lesson 2, let's jazz up our contentions a little bit more with emotive language. So, in this lesson, you will learn the definition of emotive language, the difference between positive and negative connotations, and how to write more effective contentions. So, emotive language is the deliberate use of strong words to play on people's feelings. So, sometimes you find that you're getting persuaded by something and you don't quite know why. It's the language that's being used, right? And it doesn't even sound like they're being overly persuasive either, which is what news articles do really, really well at. And what Zach did. Okay, he used emotive language to put his point across. So this is a very subtle way to persuade, as words can evoke a strong emotional response in a reader. So most words have a neutral connotation. However, emotive language can have a positive or a negative connotation. Right? So when writing a persuasive essay, or if you're trying to convince someone to change their mind, it's important to use emotive words to make the reader care about your topic. Besides, the purpose of this text is to get the reader to agree with you. So depending on what your contention is, you may choose to use words that are more positive if you're trying to persuade the reader for, or more negative if you're trying to persuade the reader against a specific viewpoint. So we've got positive versus negative connotation. So you've got negative words, neutral words, positive words, right? So let's have a look at an example. So for example, if you have the word dog, which is quite neutral, okay, it's just a dog, whereas a negative term for dog would be a mutt, right? And here you're imagining possibly a street dog, it's probably a bit dirty, it's probably aggressive, yeah? So just by using the word mutt, it evokes those emotions in you, right? As opposed to dog, which is very neutral. And then you also have a positive term for a dog. Who can think of a positive term for a dog? See if I can throw it out there. Fur angel. Very good. Puppy. Yeah, exactly. Right? So I've got puppy. Yeah, fur angel is a fantastic one. All right. Now what I want you to do is to place the following words in the table below. All right? Or just put it in the chat. So which words are negative, which words are neutral, and which words are positive. Right? So you just type them out quickly. Okay, fantastic. So let's have a look. So we have neutral is house, right? Doesn't evoke any emotion at all. Then you're looking at negative, which would be a hovel. Okay, so quite a dirty dwelling there. Monstrosity, so a really big garish dwelling. And then you have a hut, right, which evokes feelings of it not being particularly large. And then on the other side, we've got a home or a mansion, which are positive words, right? So you can see how that all looks. So very good for those who answered that one. Oh, what about the next one? So we're placing the following words in the table below. Kill, slaughter, passed away, died, exterminate, neutralize, gone to a better place. Right? So which word goes where? All right, what do we have here? We have, for negative, is slaughter and exterminate. For neutral is kill, died and passed away. And then for positive, it's neutralize or gone to a better place. Okay, so very good for those. Yes. Yep, well done, everybody. Now, we're going to try to write emotively now. So let's try to write the following sentences in a more emotive way. So the dog bit the man on a quiet street. Okay? All very, very neutral. And so when you notice emotive language, that's what really makes your essay become a lot more elevated, right? Because just say you finish writing your essay early in the exam, right? Or even in your planning time, you can sort of think about which side you're going to be arguing for and what emotive words can you include in throughout your essay. So then towards the end, if you've got say 5 or 10 minutes of proofreading time, what you can do is you can find all of the neutral words and then you try and change it to more emotive words, right? And then that's how you can subtly just make it a lot better. And even within that, the 2 to 5 minutes that you might have left over to proofread your work, you can just really elevate it by just adding some emotive words, all right? So the dog bit the man on a quiet street. I'll give you an example. So what you need to do, firstly, is identify the neutral or unemotional words. So for me, that would be dog bit, man, and quiet street, right? So these are all neutral or unemotional words. Then step 2, decide whether you want the sentence to be more positive or negative. Right, I want this to be a more negative term. And then what you need to do is to replace words with more negative words. So instead of the dog bit the man on a quiet street, we've got the angry mutt savagely mauled instead of bit the jogger outside his home. All right? So it means the same thing, but do you see how just the use of different words really changes the entire meaning of that sentence? Okay, versus the dog bit the man on a quiet street. So you've got here angry mutt, savagely mauled, jogger instead of just a man, he's just going about his daily business, and his home, he's just an innocent man outside his home, as opposed to just any quiet street. Okay? Okay, and what about a more positive feel? Right, by reducing the severity of the issue depending on the side that you're arguing. So instead of the dog bit the man on a quiet street, you've got the playful puppy chewed on his owner's hand while they sat on the peaceful nature strip. Right? Exactly the same sentence, but it just means 2 completely different things. And when you read now, you can't really look at it the same way. You just think, oh, how is this writer trying to manipulate me into thinking a certain way? Which will really help you in later years of high school, by the way, with language analysis. All right, now what I want you to do is to rewrite the following sentence so it's more emotive. It can be either negative or positive, right? So I want you to write that down in the chat.